Wait, does he spell it out first or?
You got
STYLE. Style. Welcome to Guilty Pleasures.
Let's go.
Let's
go, baby.
Rev me up.
Fucking
Juice
go,
us,
big
daddy.
dog.
Put the gas in the tank.
Woo!
Bank is full.
Woo!
It's blank check.
This is so crazy to me because I have full memories of doing this episode. Like I must have, I couldn't believe that we've never recorded.
It was in your subconscious. That's what it was. You were having dreams about this.
I've dreamt this discourse. And by the way, we have a new Try Podcast Patreon if you want to listen to Guilty Pleasures. Ad-free, 1 day early, along with the tripod. You can sit with us. Fake Pod. You can go on over to Patreon, check us out, support the show. Also, while you're here, I don't know, subscribe to the show. Leave a rating. If you're here to eat a cheese and cracker at the top of the episode.
I eat like 99% of the episodes.
Yeah, that's fair. It's noticed.
I don't normally eat a cracker with it. That was a bad choice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you're eating your fancy charcuterie because we're talking about the fanciest movie of all Blank Check.
Oh
Blank, BLANQUECHEQUE.
Oh my God. The movie that gave me existential dread on rewatch because of how cheap everything was. Fuck.
The economy was different.
It was better.
The movie that is every kid's fantasy and still as a 33-year-old woman's fantasy.
Oh my God.
Disney original.
What?
Isn't it a Disney movie? Yeah.
It's a Disney movie, but it's not a DCOM.
Disney original.
It's a Disney original.
We just call that a movie.
All right, fuckers, carry on.
Sorry.
Leave me alone.
They remake this movie today, and he gets $1 million, and it's gone after 3 purchases.
They're like, that's not even enough for a down payment.
Go buy gas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, do you want a condo?
Yeah, right.
Did you save half of that for taxes?
You want the duplex? Or do you want bottom floor or top floor?
Well, get ready to move to Cincinnati, bud, because that's
it's
the
also
only
a
way.
100-year-old building.
Yeah.
We live in LA and everything's overpriced and it hurts.
It's also the hardest city to save for.
Yeah, it's painful. We're starting sad.
That's why we live in the fantasy world that is blank check.
Yes.
This movie is so deeply entrenched in every fantasy I've ever had.
Yep.
A blank check of money.
Yeah.
Check. Buying anything your inner child's heart desires.
Yes.
Check.
Absolutely.
Falling in love with a 30-year-old woman when you're a 9-year-old.
Oh,
we're going to talk about it.
Man. Oh, God.
Okay, let's just hit it with the premise. The premise is your name is Preston Waters. You're a 9-year-old boy and you got a family obsessed with entrepreneurship. Your dad only wants to talk about money, business plans, CPAs, Excel spreadsheets. Your brothers, fucking dicks. Your mom doesn't have any lines in this movie, but you can't fucking stand them. You gotta get out, brother. So what happens when your grandma sends you a blank check and your dad explains that you can write in whatever number amount you want, and then the next day you get accidentally hit on your bike by an ex-convict who has escaped from prison and held $1 million in a hole in the ground and then give it to his bank accountant who needs you to launder the money for you, and he gives you a blank check because he hit you with his car and you're on your bike and you decide, I'm going to write it for $1 million, and the bank actually gives it to you and you're 9 years old. This is blank check.
Sick. Great.
It is the most brilliant premise of all time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A child gets a check. The check is blank. He writes $1 million. He gets $1 million.
Cash.
He buys a mansion.
A castle.
A fucking castle.
He buys a castle.
For $300,000.
For
$150,000.
That was then he doubles the price.
His starting price was 100, or wasn't it like 200 grand or something like that?
No, it was $150 to start, and they bid it up to $300,000.
Right. Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He buys a castle.
Yeah.
He gets a personal assistant chauffeur limousine
Henry.
driver.
Yeah.
He buys a water slide from the top floor to the pool.
my
He buys every
racetrack,
toy.
a Velcro
go-kart.
jumpy pad in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Let's just start
hamster
there.
ball.
All of the things that he bought. That is such a dream.
Yeah.
I still remember him and is Henry? Is that his name?
His limo driver.
Yeah, him and Henry in those giant inflatable suits beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
That is core memory.
The giant boxing gloves.
Yes.
That was core memory for me. The wall of televisions, all linked to each other. Core memory. Core fucking memory.
His chair that for some reason goes up elevated into the fucking ceiling.
Yes,
why?
and that he plays games in.
It was so 2000s before this movie came out in 94.
Yeah, right. It was,
wow.
It was the 90s.
4 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I fucking loved this movie. I think I saw it when I was like 7 or 8 or some shit like that.
But it was on repeat.
Yeah.
You texted the thread its Rotten Tomato score, which I found as
that is disrespectful.
It's like
who did this?
It feels like it's missing a 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
9%?
9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
All those movies that predate Rotten Tomatoes are all of their scores are incorrect.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is. You know what it is.
The greatest love story of all time?
Okay,
I know what it is, Kelsey.
Let's
this
talk about
movie
it.
taught me what love looks like.
Let's just talk about it. You go on. There's an FBI agent who is disguised as a bank teller named Sally. No, it's something really like androgynous. Yeah. Anyway, she fine as fuck.
Yeah,
Shay.
Thank you.
And by the way, no one has ever been badder.
No.
In the history of cinema.
Truly, nobody has been bad. It's like kind of disrespectful how bad she is.
The short hair bob, the outfit. It's just nasty.
All of it.
She thinks that the identity that Preston is hiding behind, Mr. McIntosh. Mm-hmm. Core memory brain blast when I heard that. Might be the money launderer instead of the criminal. Yeah. So she wants to get close to Preston, to get close to Mr. McIntosh, and by get close to a 9-year-old.
No, this is a classic. You cannot make this movie today. It is crazy. It is a full-on love story between a child and an adult. and I still... And sitting here today, knowing how deeply problematic it is, knowing that it is like the ending, the fact that they actually kissed, my jaw dropped to the floor because I absolutely.
She holds his face.
Yeah.
She gives him the chin.
I know with all my heart that it is so deeply problematic, and I just am here to tell you, that's the movie.
That's the movie. And that's the best movie of all time.
Fantasy. It's a child's fantasy, and in his fantasy, he gets the girl.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it didn't end that way, you'd feel kind of weird.
You'd feel let down.
I could probably argue that she could have given him a kiss on the cheek.
On the cheek, sure.
And we as children would have been like, yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah. He would have been very excited about it. But at the same time, he was 9 years old with the mind of a 27-year-old.
Because he was doing deals,
He was doing deals.
He bought a house. He offered $300,000 and covered closing costs.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just
knew about closing costs.
That's what I said. He's a businessman. He's doing business, man.
Before we move on to money, I just want to say that I've been, because of my seat, I've been watching Rainie's face during this conversation.
I'm so worried that this is not releasable. Hopefully it's fine. I'm going to check with you later. Because I've never seen this movie.
Yeah.
But it sounds bad, to be honest.
I will say.
It sounds bad.
You gotta watch it.
I'll
There's no way to explain it besides, he really is putting the moves on a 35-year-old woman.
He's rizzing her. I think that every young boy's rizz is based off of Preston Waters. Full stop. Everybody saw this movie.
The only reason I met my wife is Preston Waters.
Preston fucking Waters.
And the reason I don't talk to men that often is because of Preston Waters.
Fair. That is very fair.
Everyone I've ever hooked up with, Preston Waters taught me everything I know.
Truly, the only way the writers were like, we got to fulfill our little teen boy fantasy horny that 35-year-old, how are we going to get away with this? And they were like, she has to be an FBI agent that has to go along with whatever he says. Yes, and that's the only way this relationship works.
That's fair.
She's held against her will.
Am I misremembering that later she's like in a sting in a van and someone's like, hey, nice necklace. And she's still wearing this like $40,000 diamond necklace. And she's like,
Yeah, she wears it to the party. And he literally at one point when, obviously eventually the jig is up.
Yeah.
The jig starts to become up.
Yeah.
And he tells her, he says, take your necklace and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
So ice cold, Preston.
Yeah.
But we got to rewind. We talked about the problem, but also like the joy apparently for these two over here about this movie.
Whoa, no. Your hat is backwards. You got this whole fit from Preston Waters.
Yes.
Please don't do this.
Backwards hat with a vest.
Do not do this to us.
No. I am on board for this. This is my creme de la creme. This is my decom.
Yeah.
It's not a decom.
It's not a decom.
This was a feature film.
Oh, potato.
This went to the Cineplexes.
There you go. This movie begins in such a funny ass fucking way. It's a dad who doesn't really want kids. He wants employees.
Yeah.
He needs money. He wants bank accounts. Why haven't these kids started paying taxes? You want something, you got to earn it. Like this man, you would think is supposed to be like the business dad, like works too hard trope, but he doesn't even like go to work. He's just like obsessed with the corporate structure.
Played by James Rebhorn, rest in peace. Is just like one of the great movie dads.
Yeah.
Is like I still want his approval.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, truly.
Those
truly.
kids
eyebrows.
Are fucked. Oh yeah, great eyebrows. And Preston he can't be heard. He's got talents. He's got dreams and aspirations, but this kid was acting circles around these adults.
Of course.
There's a point where he's got range where he like lowers his voice for things. Like when the dad's yelling at him and he just goes, I just want my own house.
Yeah.
I just want my own life. And I'm going, what a choice. Yeah. And Colleen McCulkin would have been, I just want my own house. I just want my own life. Get out of here, Dad. This kid said, I am channeling an 80-year-old Jewish man.
And I feel like with this run of like early 2000 or early 90s, like kids left alone movies, none of them were like had like the mind of an older person at all, ever. Everybody was just like, oh, I'm a kid and I'm gonna act like an adult. Look at this. The scene where he's like jumping around in the like Sharper Image store and all that stuff.
Oh my God.
Which is the best scene of the fucking movie, truly. But like when he's doing all of that stuff, I was like, oh, I forgot that Preston was 9 years old for a second. Because he's acting like an adult the whole time. Because he's talking about fucking stocks and bonds.
Oh, like I said, the fact that this man knew about closing costs when he was negotiating the house, that's the first thing he bought on his list. He said, my wish list. He didn't say, I'm going to go buy candy. Right. I'm going to go get ice cream. He said, first we must find shelter.
Yeah.
What's practical for my investment portfolio?
A castle.
3 houses down from my parents.
Right.
Imagine having a castle on your block.
That is also kind of crazy.
That's so LA, I feel like. Just a random ass castle looking house.
You're not wrong.
There's one like not far from mine.
You gotta give it up to Rick Dukeman, who I always thought was John Candy.
Oh my! Yeah. The fact that it's not.
Very close.
What's he up to?
Dead.
He died. Damn.
John Candy?
Both of them.
Both of them.
I know John.
Yeah. Okay. I was
what else was he in?
He had himself a good career. I mean, he was in The Burbs. He was in Die Hard and Groundhog Day.
Okay.
He was in a bunch of stuff. But to me, he is blank check.
He is Henry, the limousine driver.
Absolutely.
The best friend you never had. And by the way, like, okay, not only did I want an adult FBI girlfriend, I also wanted my adult best friend who was my limo driver.
Who kind of acts like a kid, but He really was like, I want first thing get a house, second thing get a white limo, with a driver, full time,
one that'll peel out whenever he needs to get out of a parking space.
Whenever those guys are chasing after him, because eventually the bad guys are got to come try to get their money.
Absolutely.
And Henry knows what's up.
Yeah,
he's the getaway driver you want.
Yeah,
and need. The scene that lives in my mind is not only the castle, but the water slide he has installed in his office.
Yeah.
So he has a water slide that starts in his office that goes down to the pool.
So sick.
And at one point, hot McGee over there comes and says, "Oh, you want to open an account? That's $200." And he goes, "I'll be right back." And he runs upstairs, grabs $200 off his desk, and then slides down into the pool with wet money and hands it to her and goes, "Sorry, it's a little wet." What a baller.
Yeah.
I just imagine a kid like him grows up to be Dave Portnoy. Like, there's no other like type of guy he becomes.
Preston becomes a menace.
Yeah.
This teaches him no lessons. He does not learn the moral of the movie.
He gets away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally does not get in trouble. No one ever finds out either.
No.
Henry like gives a wink and a nod that like kind of he knows, but no one ever knows that he's the guy.
Of all the many, many insane things in this movie is that none of the adults question that Mr. McIntosh, this new multimillionaire, has entrusted his fortune in a 9-year-old.
No.
Everyone's pretty cool with it.
Yeah. I'm his money guy.
Yeah.
I handle his finances.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you 9-year-old genius, apparently.
And the dad is so obsessed with just like his son getting a job that he doesn't even need to meet the employer. Like, he doesn't even care. It was giving Mr. Gatsby.
Yeah.
Like this faceless billionaire who just throws these lavish parties with his water
that's
slides.
that Preston charm. That P-Dubs charm.
That
You can't
P-Dubs.
resist.
Man.
Preston Pesto or whatever they called him. That was the worst nickname. His bully, who's that little snotty-nosed redhead kid in the movie.
Fuck that kid.
He calls him like Presto instead of Preston. And I was like, or no, he calls him Pesto.
Yeah. I
Terrible.
think.
Pesto's delicious.
Yeah.
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 But you make a good point. Like when he gets his $1 million, he doesn't like go get friends and like completely change his life. Like he just wants to be alone still.
Yeah. But I mean, that was kind of like a turning point or like a dark night of the soul where he's just like, damn, all these people are here because of my money. I had no idea that I should have just gotten friends with money, I guess. I don't know. But he just, nobody was there for the right reasons.
He learned a hard lesson way too early.
Yeah.
I need to tell you guys a story.
Oh, God.
And you're going to think that this story
Buckle
doesn't
up.
connect, but it does. So the year is 2008, maybe 2006. Jaden Smith releases The Karate Kid.
Okay.
And
tough movie for me personally. Oh,
well, now you can't say that.
Oh, sorry. I can't see Jackie Chan cry.
Yeah,
if Jackie Chan cries, I think of my father crying, and I immediately start crying. What's up?
Isn't Jackie Chan a piece of shit?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is very mean to his daughter who came out of the closet. I guess.
Yeah, we hate to see that.
Yeah.
Karate Kid releases in theaters, makes $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
And my best friend and I, both serious and as a joke, say, Jaden Smith is the future of Hollywood. We should plan this child's next 10 years of his career. So we start with the jokes. Child West. A sequel.
I just got it.
I hate how nonchalantly you just
threw that out there.
So of course, obviously, Child West is next, and
in which James West gets hit with Artemis's childification ray. It turns him into a little version of him, and it's Jaden Smith. Then you have Little Men in Black, where there's the junior division of whatever. Yeah. We went through Will Smith's entire career, and we came up with the Lil versions of all his films. But eventually, you are going to need the originals. There was Homecoming King, which was Die Hard at a homecoming dance. Yeah. Felt that one was a fucking banger. Yeah, and I'm dead serious, I thought this was a brilliant idea. A blank check reboot called PayPal. And it's the exact same movie, but the double entendre is that Preston learns the message that you can't pay for friends.
Wow. Okay. All right. I like that. We should make that movie.
I like it.
Pretty fucking good. I love that title. Because I'm like, well, you can't do blank check today, but oh man, you could have honestly, oh my God, if they did this today, it would be a kid that like got a spoof coin, like a Doge
Yeah.
coin.
Yeah,
He would get a huge crypto
he
scammer.
finds the Bitcoin not hard drive, flash drive, and then he opens it and he's just like, "Oh my god, this is worth $2 billion."
2 questions.
Yes.
Oh, what is the plot of Little Men in Black? I'm so glad you asked.
Were you guys scared of banks as a child?
Oh,
Banks scared me.
interesting. So I never had any of. There were no banks that.
Wait,
in
you mean just the
traditional sense.
institution? I thought
Yes.
that there was a character named Banks that I was forgetting.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, was that his nickname? Is it?
Yeah.
You
No,
just mean the institution
Preston
of the
goes
bank?
to the bank like 2 or 3 times in this movie, and it's a very scary experience to be alone as a 9-year-old in a bank.
Yeah, those banks that have like upstairs and shit.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, never seen one.
I never-
like marble floors.
Yeah, marble
Well,
floors.
I never
It's
went
like,
to a
house loan.
Banks still scare me as
I never
an
went
adult.
to a bank as a kid.
I don't feel like I'm allowed to be there. Banks scare, like they do a really good job of making the adult world like feel scary to Preston, like he's existing in this huge world. And he's like, there's this one shot when a cop like nudges him and behind line, standing in line and goes, "Hey kid, cash in a big one today." And Preston's standing there like with the $1 million check, and it's just like, something like that.
His slow shuffle down the hallway, and then they tell him go upstairs, and he's like, "Oh,
I'm in trouble.
this is
Banks
it.
scared the shit out of me.
And then he leaves with $1 million.
$1 million
backpack.
cash. That would be so heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know how heavy $1 million hairs would be?
And it's like the
Heavy.
weight of the textbooks they give you in school.
Second
Yeah.
question. You're 9 years old. Who you are today as a 9-year-old. What's the first thing you're buying with $1 million cash?
Probably a diamond necklace for Shay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing how that worked out.
Yeah.
Who was I at 9?
Fuck.
I don't think I even knew what to want.
Right. It's that age where you're like, I have all my basic needs met, hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
What grade is 9?
My own room, I think I would have bought my own room.
right.
4th grade,
That's
maybe?
also what Preston wanted. His
Yeah.
own room.
Maybe like an attic. Or
I would
something
probably
that.
like redo my room to look like Limited 2.
Yeah.
Like all blow up furniture, like pink sparkly mirrors, a photo booth.
maybe I want my room to look like Andy's room from Toy Story.
Interesting.
Is
I
it a
wanted
nice
a
room?
loft.
No, he just had the clouds everywhere.
Oh, you just wanted wallpaper?
Wallpaper,
Okay.
essentially. Yeah, I
We
just
can do
wanted
that for you,
wallpaper.
When my family moved, it was between 3rd and 4th grade. We like went and saw a couple houses. I guess it was, I guess they brought me because they were like, I think we're buying this house, and then we didn't get it. And one of the houses, there was a kid that lived in the attic. And it was like,
Was he okay?
yeah, no, it was
okay.
fucking sick. It was like,
Did
this
he
was
have like
like,
one of those circle windows that he would like look out?
not Hey Arnold, I wish,
Oh,
not
shit.
Paddington status, but it was that thing where like, it was like a triangle roof that kind of came down, and you could like, I don't know if he had a projector or like posters, and it was so like, oh, I'm a bad kid. I live in the attic.
Yeah.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
A bunk bed was like a pretty cool thing to have too, or one of those like bunk work desk beds.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I couldn't do the
Beanbags.
attic. I couldn't do the
Beanbags.
attic because of the episode of The Simpsons with the evil Bart living in the attic.
Yeah, living in the attic sounds spoopy.
Oh, I was so
You were
unreal.
like, I want to be dystopian and adopted from.
Well,
my
also
family.
like Hey Arnold lived in
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he
his
lived in a
upper
cool ass
room. Yeah.
loft.
But he was like, he was
With
in
a
a
glass
fucking loft.
ceiling.
It was awesome. Where did Hey Arnold live? It was like Chicago or something.
No, it was New York.
obviously
PS
New York.
118.
Yeah. All right,
the most New
all right.
York.
Yeah, and he had like the glass roof. It was cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
That room must have been 1 billion degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cronies in this film.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got, you've
Oh
got
yeah, let's talk about racism. Because
juice. Let's talk about it.
Because we've got a New York Jewish man who is the crooked banker, which is very like, okay, sure. And then
He's
Beat 'em
like
in.
Scrooge McDuck Moneybags.
yeah, it's just like,
Beat 'em
I'm
in.
the money guy, blah blah blah. And then you have the crony, the crook or whatever is just
Quagmire,
The-
whatever his name is. Quagley. Is it Quagley?
Quagley? I don't know. The crook was
Yeah.
Quigley.
Quigley.
Yeah, he was
was
the
close.
white collar guy, and then his muscle was just a black guy from LA. I was just like,
Juice. Yeah.
cool.
So these three together Don't know why they need to be on this adventure together, but it sure did make for a goofy ass throuple.
Yeah.
Watching them try to chase down Preston.
Yeah, how are you guys friends at all?
You're
Also,
not.
why is the banker involved?
Why is the banker always in a suit?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a pair of sweats he can throw on for the adventure?
Fucking shirt and pants.
Right?
It's fine.
What if I told you, though, that juice wasn't just juice?
What do you mean?
It was rapper Tone Loc. And I sort of recognize the name, but I think you're going to recognize the song when I play it for you. That's Blank Check's very own.
Yeah, because I did go like, why is he in this movie? What's he after, an acting career?
It might have been like
the
just
stunt casting?
right after this song came out.
He was in Fern Gully. He was in Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
He was trying to get an acting career for sure.
And he did. He's in one of the best movies of all time. Certainly the most romantic.
I believed him. I liked them as a throuple. It was weird. Their lines were kooky.
Biederman, who's played by Michael Lerner, that dude is in so much. He's in Barton Fink. He's in Blank Check.
Who is he in Elf?
What more do you really need? He's an elf. I don't know. It says it right here. Who is he, Garrick?
He is Fulton in Elf. He's, I believe, one of the elves.
He's an elf?
Oh, no, he's the publisher.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. We're good at this. We're professionals.
Yeah,
we're professional podcasters who have a movie podcast.
Yeah, we know this stuff.
Movie was pure nostalgia. This wasn't for me to like learn anything. This was me to feel good, laugh at how good the adult jokes were. Like they give Preston adult dialogue.
Yeah,
like
and he
says
sells
the funniest shit.
He sells it. He does it. He's a phenomenal actor. I'm sad that he's not acting any longer.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I think that's
Rainie,
just.
can you see what he's up to?
That might just be one of those people that are just good with
child
actors. They're just
and he
fine.
didn't need to have a
it's
kooky
like,
life.
you know how Lauryn Hill
came
out with The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill?
Yes.
One of the greatest R&B one of the greatest albums of all time. She's like, I did it.
And then she doesn't need you anymore.
I'm not going to make another album.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. I love the 90s Chicago Bulls aesthetic. And like all of the outfits. Also, he had that shit on the entire fucking movie. The whole movie, even like the first outfit he was in. I was like,
I would wear that today. I'm going to a thrift store buying that outfit.
It's fucking fire.
It's giving lesbian in Silver Lake.
But the way that the 90s is just owned by the Chicago Bulls is actually kind of crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Because like the Patriots were that, but they weren't.
No.
Like the Bulls had the culture and the dominance.
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have? We have like we have a really good chase scene
through
the park where they finally find him. All of the crooks finally find him, and they just drive their Jaguar through
which would be
public park.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Oh,
now.
absolutely. Every way, shape, and form of vehicular manslaughter would be happening.
Yeah,
and they found a way to stay out of everybody stayed out of harm's way, which is nice.
Jumping and
and
you get a chase scene anytime you're with these three and Preston. And the best one to me is where you get like the full Home Alone moment, which is when you get the chase scene through his giant castle with the villains after the party, after the jig is up, and now the FBI is on their tail, and the three villains come to the castle, and Preston has to lead them through all of his purchases, his spoils, and his tricks. Bowie, did you fart? He's got stinky breath or a bad fart. And my favorites are the first guy. How does he get Juice captured?
What was crazy?
Through the batting cage.
Yeah.
So the first thing is he lures Juice to the batting cage. Then he puts on his batting cage. Then he gets Mr. Moneybags into his VR room and throws his VR helmet on him. And then the classic scene where he gets Mr. Bad Guy / newly Mr. Macintosh and throws him in his little gerbil ball and rolls him down his go-kart racetrack.
There is no child-led movie in the 90s that can end without a Home Alone scene.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care that we didn't earn this. I don't care that this kid didn't set it up. we're doing Home Alone.
We're doing hijinks through the house.
Yeah.
You know that they had just sold this script when Home Alone made $1 bajillion, and they immediately said, oh, actually, no, what probably happened is that Home Alone made $1 bajillion, and they frantically looked for any kid-led movie.
Yeah.
And they said, what can we throw in? And they said, boss, that one has the kid kissing an adult. I don't give a fuck.
I want a kid in this goddamn movie.
94 is like fucking, you got Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Blank Check.
Yeah.
It was
Is
a
that
year for movies.
Are you kidding me? That's
that
one of the
Pulp
best years of movies of all time.
Maybe of all time.
Yeah.
Isn't
Was that
crazy?
Pulp Fiction or was that Reservoir Dogs?
Definitely Pulp Fiction.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you look that up, or is that from the Dome?
No, that was from the Dome. 94 was a good year.
What movies came out the year of Blank Check? Kelsey on her way here.
Well, I only said 94 because I knew we were 4 years old when this came out.
She's trying to figure out how did this not win Best Picture, and she's like, oh, okay, it was the year that Pulp Fiction. Yeah, okay, that was also good. Shawshank.
Jesus Christ. So movies that came out in 94, The Lion King, Forrest Gump, True Lies,
Forrest Gump.
The Mask, Dumb and Dumber.
The Mask.
This was huge
the year of
for
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Oh
Pulp Fiction.
my God.
Clear
Interview with a
Clear
Vampire.
and Present Danger is crazy.
Little Big
Stargate.
Lead.
You know, it's funny that I actually read this fact today randomly that we didn't say during the Baby's Day Out movie, but
Shawshank
that
as
came out the same weekend as Lion King.
The Blank Check did?
Crazy.
No, Baby's Day Out.
Oh, okay.
And got unsurprisingly demolished at the box office.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you which movie I watched more.
Blank Check.
Baby's Day
No.
Out.
Oh,
Baby's Day
okay.
Out.
How many times did you guys watch this movie as a kid? I feel
As
like
many
this
times as I
one
could.
Yeah.
was just ideas for toys I wanted to put on my Christmas wish list.
Yeah, and it was literally just the amount of TVs you could put in one room. I didn't know, like I didn't have the concept of a large screen in a home at all.
50 TVs wide.
Yeah, and although there was like of course there were scenes in like Home Alone 2 of him just like balling out and all that stuff, using the dad's credit card and blah, blah, blah. And that was cool. But this was like, I didn't know that luxury existed until seeing this movie.
$1 million was endless at that age.
Yeah.
But the best part is Preston keeps a running tab, a digital tab on his computer in his office. That's all is in his office is a screen with a running tab. That's the work he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's like security system, $24,000.
Yeah.
Slide, $13,000. Like
Boy, you got ripped off on that slide.
Oh
Yeah, you
my
did.
God, in 94?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was Clinton money.
Yeah. He could have chilled. He could have spent $500,000 and then just kept the other $500,000.
High yield saving account.
Yeah.
Let it ride.
Well, I knew it was a mistake once he upped the price. He doubled the price of the house in negotiations. What a fool. And paid for closing costs.
There are a bunch of, wish fulfillments in this movie. We've talked about the big ones.
The girl.
But the other wish fulfillment is just that Preston is smarter than everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So even in the beginning of the film, he uses a computer coding to like have this little text to talk feature where he negotiates over the phone, which is how he accidentally outbids himself on the house. But it's so exciting to, just the technology alone.
Yeah. That was crazy back then. Like you could alter the voice and text.
This is 94 technology.
Yeah.
None of us even knew what Macs were.
Right. Because also, like, nowadays, you could just have AI do an adult voice for you.
Yeah, but that was crazy.
It's just like, you sound exactly like Barack Obama.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You could have Barack Obama do it.
Barack Obama is your real estate agent.
Yeah.
But then it's like, he's smarter than everyone. He tricks everyone into thinking that he's Macintosh's assistant. He is obviously evading these criminals. That's so exciting as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, like he's outsmarting his dad, who is supposed to be like the smartest guy in the room at all time. He's outsmarting his dick brothers. Like he's doing it and doing it well. And he wears the suit literally. He like eventually gets a bunch of tailored suits.
My boy look good in the suit.
Montage.
All right. So I'm obsessed with this guy on Twitter called like Die Workwear.
Yeah.
His name is Derek Guy.
He's so good.
He's so good. He's a very,
I became
very
obsessed with him because of you.
Yeah. He's
now
a very,
me.
very knowledgeable
Fashion historian?
fashion historian, damn near. to where like he can look at the cut of somebody's suit and just tell you why it's important and all of that stuff in great detail.
Or why someone, like, you'll sometimes see people and you go, he looks wrong, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Derek, I can tell you why.
He can tell you exactly why. And like,
I hope you see this clip, Derek, and decide that you should trust me because I need your help.
We all need your, please.
What's his name?
Derek Guy, DerekGuy.
He's like the only good thing about Twitter right now.
Yeah. It's great. But reading all of Derek's threads and then watching this movie, I was like, that's a $3,000 suit.
Yeah.
That's a $5,000 suit. That's fucking crazy.
Like a Rolex.
He had like a little baby Rolex. Yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like he's really spending money. He's spending money well. Yes. You know, he's not spending money in like shorts like he did like kiddie things.
A couple dumb big ice cream purchases.
Yeah, but that's like, you know, you splurge. You're looking at all of the things that you can afford and you go and you get those. But then he starts like actually using money in the way that a rich guy would use money, which is buying a 3-piece suit that is $3,000.
You can't take the straight white guy out of the 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You take the 9. And to that point, like the fashion montage moment made me give who was the DP of this? But I think it's a famous DP who Edgar Wright ended up picking up and working with. Yeah, because I was like, there was some choices in this that was giving like cracked out 90s, like
very, very music video.
Zooms and upside down.
Shit. This is my favorite cinematographer.
No way.
This movie was shot by Bill Pope.
Yes!
Who is my absolute favorite cinematographer. This motherfucker shot Spider-Man.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, he is. When I tell you Bill Pope is Sam Raimi's guy.
Oh,
he
there
shot
it
Darkman.
is.
He shot Army of Darkness. He shot Blank Check. Then right afterwards did Clueless with Amy Heckerling.
Wow.
He shot The Matrix with the Wachowskis. He did Spider-Man 2, which is the greatest superhero film ever made. He shot Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
My God,
am obsessed with Bill Pope.
This makes so much more sense now that we love this movie.
Everything that I love, like when I actually look at my favorite directors, often the things that I love, I actually love Bill Pope.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bill Pope's
the choices.
He, as a cinematographer, has impacted my conception of what movies should feel like more than almost anyone else.
Whoa.
And the fact that he has his hands in so many of my favorite movies, and now knowing
the nostalgia
that he also shot the most romantic scene of all time.
Wow.
Yes, because that scene is shot fucking beautifully. Overhead, slow-mo, like it's giving romance.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, was he popping off before this necessarily? I don't think so.
He also shot Team America World Police.
It was just hilarious.
Unironically, I used to feast on the special features for that movie because it is so beautifully made for something that is so deeply stupid.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to your questions because I'm just so excited to know that he made this.
Bill Pope shot Blank Check. That's a very funny.
Well, you rewatch it again knowing that because there are choices where I was like, this is a artiste. This is kind of a kooky man shooting whoever shot this.
Yeah.
That's wild. God.
He's so happy. Do we have any fun facts?
We've got fun facts. And also Preston, the actor who plays Preston.
What's he doing?
He is in Boulder, has a band.
Fucking of course.
Has a kid and has a bunch of neck tattoos.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Seems
yeah,
to be doing
Preston.
okay.
Good
he
for
would.
Good
He
for
was like,
Preston.
I lived the Hollywood life already. Now I'm just trying to chill in the mountains and play guitar.
Yeah.
Very cool. What's our fun facts?
Can I tell you one more scene I like?
Yes.
There's also the wish fulfillment. Okay, first of all, he has a chair that goes up and down.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Spiky.
cool.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then there's also a scene where his dad runs into the room. Preston is sitting in the chair,
The big chair.
his back to his dad. His dad thinks that Mr. McIntosh is sitting in that chair.
Aw.
And his dad spills his guts, spills his heart, tells Mr. McIntosh, basically tells his son, not to his face, everything he loves about his son and why he should be a better father.
And he doesn't spend enough time with his kid. So please send him home early.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
But that dad's dumb as hell talking to the back of a chair for 20 minutes. And I was like, you fool.
It's like, would you look at me, sir?
Yeah. I
like,
still haven't seen your fucking face.
Yeah.
But it does wrap up very nicely where they are able to plug in the bad guy who is looking for a new identity. He admits to the police that he's Mr. McIntosh. And then they said, you're Mr. McIntosh? And they say, oh, yeah, I'm Mr. McIntosh. He's Mr. McIntosh. And they're like, well, then you're under arrest. And then how do you unexplain that? You can't say a 9-year-old stole $1 million from you. That's your own damn fault.
Yeah, you idiot.
Let's go to Zach's back with fun facts.
So we've got not that many fun facts.
Okay.
Oh.
The whole movie's fun.
You know what? The fun fact is Bill Polk.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good.
And we caught that on camera.
But what's great, sometimes I see these and I'm like, this isn't real. Like, where did this come from? Because I have a list of the people that were considered for the role of the dad. And this is like they just said, who is an actor in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, Bruce Willis, Billy Crystal, Charles Grodin, don't know who that is, Christopher Reeve,
Oh, a type though.
Dan Aykroyd, John Ritter, John Travolta, Kurt Russell, Martin Short, Michael Keaton,
God.
Rick Moranis, Robert De Niro,
Okay.
and Tim Allen were all considered for the
You
role.
had
No,
me
they
until
weren't.
De Niro.
They were not all considered. I'm going to tell you right now, they were not all
That's
considered.
too many
You
men.
had a list and you were
Yeah.
just like, let's just go through and
Yes.
send out some fucking emails.
Yeah. That's how agents work.
Yeah.
Write us your dream list.
Considered, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You considered them in your fucking diary.
Yeah.
They also have for the role of Juice, Bernie Mac, Chris Rock, Ice-T, Ice Cube.
It does feel
Lawrence
racist
Fishburne,
now.
Martin Lawrence, Samuel. Like, we gotta have a black guy.
Yeah.
But
They gotta make the
also,
quota.
Let's say somebody who's big and scary. Like, I'm thinking
I
of
can't think of
scary.
anybody that's big and scary.
Let's do Chris Rock, maybe
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Hey, it gets
yes.
better. I withheld 2 names. Biz Markie,
Yeah.
which would have been so
Hilarious.
funny.
Wild.
Tupac.
Rest in peace.
Can you imagine? That's the only thing.
That's the only thing that
could
would've
make
made
this
this
movie
movie
better,
better.
Yeah.
is if Tupac were in it.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
I can't believe that this is like not in my memory. To me, they're different people. But Karen Duffy, who plays Shay,
Goddamn.
also
That was embarrassing to just watch my friend short circuit. Just having a memory.
she also plays the character Shay in Dumb and Dumber, which came out the same year.
That
Wow.
checks out.
Okay.
I had in my mind,
Yeah.
different people.
Yeah.
That's the same girl.
Now we have to decide, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? And we have to do it remembering what actually happens in this movie.
Listen.
Because I'll remind you, Garrick.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Listen, that aside, I'm taking that out of the picture because I'm not a 12-year-old boy with,
What do you not give a fuck about, Garrick?
I don't want to say out loud. I don't want to say out loud.
We're all saying this because it's a little boy with an older woman.
Yeah.
But take that out. You have the best premise for a kid's movie that your parents will take you to because it's got adult humor, adult fun, good adult actors.
And even just stop there.
Yeah.
The best premise.
Yeah.
It is
Period. Stop.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the
Very simple.
era of logline selling movies, like people do want to talk about blank checks going out in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were just like movie.
Yeah.
You tell me, kid gets a blank check for $1 million. Yes.
Yes.
That is a movie.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Go.
End sentence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to say, what we know not being accounted for, I think this movie's a pleasure because I enjoyed watching it so much that I didn't even like open my phone to take notes. I was like, I just want to live in this nostalgia trip and like let me have fun and like feel like a kid again until he kissed an adult grown woman. And then I was gone. But I think it's a full P.
I am talking about the movie from my memory and my feelings.
Yes.
But I do want to say on the record, for the record, I did not remember that they kissed.
I didn't either. I thought it was a cheat.
I didn't either.
And when
I
I
did
saw
not
I
that,
didn't know she took his.
it is
It is pretty.
It's an insane
It is
moment.
pretty. Yeah. No. whoever let that and allowed that to happen, that's on you.
Yeah, you live with that.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Don't make us live with it.
Yeah.
I won't apologize for your actions.
Right. Your mind and will is with God now. So like you have to deal with that and live with that.
You gotta answer the big man upstairs.
But hey man, it's not gonna take the giant P off of this movie.
Hey!
It's just so fucking. It's so good. Like it is a very simple premise. It is, kid writes in $1 million on a blank check and then actually gets that $1 million, and you just get to see this giant
away with it.
Gets away with it. And you just see this fucking giant wish fulfillment movie that still resonates to this day and age. That's wild. Sure, houses that are probably $4 million are $200,000 back then, and that hurts personally. But at the same time, I'm really happy that he was allowed to have that amount of freedom. Good for you.
He got what he wished for. And he didn't like it.
And he didn't like it.
Except
he wasn't into it.
At the end when it's his birthday and he looks around and he's got his family. He got away with the big crime. And he looks around and he says, well, what can I want? I got everything I need right here. And then his eyes just trail over to the side of the wall where Shay's picture is hanging up. Yeah. And he goes, on second thought. Yeah. And then, and that's how the movie ends. Yep. Our boy wishes. She says, come get me in 10 years. And he goes, 6.
I forget that he says that. What the fuck?
And she goes,
she says,
8.
come get me in 10 years.
And then he says, 7. And she's like, oh, okay, we'll settle on 7.
We just talked ourselves into all calling this guilty.
Fuck. She was just like, I don't give a shit if you're 15.
You forgot about that part, didn't ya?
Oh God. She's like, come get me when you're 16 years old. That's pretty bad. Dog.
Oh no, she says 10 years, which he was 9, he'd be 19. But then he negotiates it down to 7.
The way that this movie filled me with delusion.
Yeah.
For a decade.
Yeah. Are you giving it a full P still?
I don't have time to unpack what this movie did to me.
Yeah.
Tiny P. Lowercase p. God damn it.
The fact that this has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think is an abomination.
I think it's a 9% because they're reminding you of his age.
Yes, that's what it was. That's 100%.
Like, it's a 9. Remember, it's a 9%. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Are you just not going to rate it?
100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Full pleasure.
Guys,
I stand on it.
Hey, should we do My Pleasures? This is where we tell you what piece of media we are consuming that is not the movie we are talking about today. Guys, what's your pleasures?
Well, I want to talk again about Derek Guy. Okay. This Twitter thread, it has changed everything I know about fashion.
Yeah.
Like he just did one the other day about t-shirts and jeans and why sometimes it looks good, sometimes it don't. All about the proportions.
Legs got to be long.
But what I especially love about him that we haven't talked about yet is the way that he uses fashion and his knowledge of fashion to thoroughly roast the biggest douchebags on this planet.
Nice.
He will find conservative dickholes and roast their apparel. Grind them to dust.
Yeah, it's in a way of just like, hey man, I'm just telling you the fact. I don't know anything about it, but all I'm saying is that this is why this is bad. I don't care about your politics, but hey, this is a bad fit, and let's just look at why it is. Like, and it's so cheeky.
Say what you will about reproductive rights, but objectively, you look bad, and here's why. And I'm going to do a thorough dissertation.
Yeah.
Ridiculing you and putting you as the example of looking dumb. It is bullying done right.
It's my favorite.
It is someone who is using his vast well of knowledge to beat down on the world's biggest pieces of shit.
As you should.
It is like using your book smarts to pick someone apart. So fun, and you will learn about menswear fashion.
Yeah, and I love that they are the stepping stone to like knowledge, like to learning something new about an industry that I felt like I didn't care too much about until like seeing like all of like the craftsmanship that goes into it. But it's also like it's really cool because all of these guys also like pride themselves in how much their suits are and like how much care that they took to like look quote unquote good. Or just like, I wear suits all the time. I'm this type of person. And I feel like that's where he started to rise to fame was during this like this moment of like guys saying this. What's my guy's name? What's not my guy, but
was it Ben Shapiro or
no, maybe Ben Shapiro types, but the kickboxer turned
Logan Paul?
No. Doesn't matter. The Bugatti guy. What color is your Bugatti guy?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. During that moment where he's just like, look at all of these suits that I have that are so expensive, and then their guy,
it ain't your money.
It's not your money at all. You have bad taste. Here's why. Blah 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 blah. What we need. And so it was great. Sorry, I just co-opted your.
I learned about it from you. you thank you. You're welcome. I it was months ago now, but when Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Chiefs, had that crazy, awful speech.
Loser rant.
Yeah.
Insane.
He basically, anytime someone trends for doing something douchey, he then shows like, hey, here are all your suits. You have bad taste.
I love it.
They don't fit well. You look stupid.
Yeah.
And let's use you as an example so other people can learn.
Seems to be a trend. That's all I'm saying.
Love it.
Rick, what's your pleasure?
Presumed Innocent on Apple is so fucking good.
Where's Jake been?
Where's Jake been? Where's Jake been?
I don't know this show.
It's on Apple. Presumed Innocent. It's
based
fantastic.
On a book series.
Based on a book series. Based on a movie. Also, there was
legal
a movie.
Thriller.
Yeah, it is great. It's by the guy that did Big Little Lies, and it's a limited series because there is a absolute ending. So it is about a lawyer whose partner passes away or gets murdered in a very gruesome fashion.
I was like, that's a very sweet way of saying what happened to her.
I'm so sorry. She dies in a very gruesome fashion.
Gruesomely passed away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Horrifically passes away.
We find out this very married lawyer with 2 kids was having an affair with this woman. And so his DNA is all over the scene. So he is suspect number 1. Ooh. But then it is also battle because he is the deputy DA, deputy district attorney. And his boss is the district attorney who just got beaten in an election by the now prosecuting district attorney. And
those two, my new favorite villain duo.
Oh my God, they're so fucking good.
That they made with that actor.
Yes, absolutely. Who is his brother-in-law in real life, the deputy district attorney. Yeah.
No way. Oh my God, because that actor is like super famous.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's fantastic.
Heavy, but you're like, I can't stop.
The way
every now and then there's just a good procedural limited series drama that you're like, okay, Mayor of Easttown, let's fucking go.
Yeah, it is. It's in that vein for sure.
Don't watch it.
It's great.
By the way, do you know that there's Mayor of Easttown with
Kate
Winslet giving the best performance ever. Do you know there's a show called Mayor? So that's spelled M-A-R-E. There's now a show called Mayor of Westtown, starring Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
on Paramount Plus, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this absolute bargain bin?
No.
So, okay, weird to say, pilot, sensational.
Really?
Very fucking good.
That's the only way that the Mayor of Easttown got made is that it had to be great.
Yeah, absolute banger of a fucking pilot.
That's so funny.
It's Taylor Sheridan, who is like, I guess
he is great.
He's a really good fucking script writer. He's just
bad at titles.
Bad at titles.
Bad at titles. But he loves Jeremy Renner from Wind River, which is also he wrote and directed. Very good movie.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
My pleasure is actually, have you fucking nerds heard of this? It is called Hail Mary Project. It is by Andy Weir, who did The Martian. And it's actually being made into a movie, which I just found out after finishing it. I am not a sci-fi girly, in any shape or form.
Wait, I said, no, you told me about this.
I did. And I am not a sci-fi girly at all. And this, when I tell you I literally cried in the book.
Wow.
And then I also got it on audiobook because I was so engulfed in the writing, which some people shit on his writing because he just writes like nerdy white guys. But I wanted to listen to it in the car because it was so good that I didn't want to stop listening to it. And I finished it and I was so sad it was over. And then I found out They're making the fucking movie with Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
wow.
baby.
And I just...
Oh, fuck. This is the one.
It's Chris Lord and Phil Miller are directing this.
Great, sure.
It's gonna be fucking incredible.
So good.
That's the Lego movie guys. The
21
Jump
Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
If I need to sell you on it, the line that sold me at Barnes & Noble when I was sifting, looking for a new book, it just said, have you ever cried over a crab? Would you like to?
Oh, shit.
All right, bring the book next time. I'll read it.
I'll read it.
And guys, you will fly through it. So those are my pleasures. I think that's all, right?
I'm
What's it
rereading
called again?
Hail Mary Project.
Yeah, give it to me. I'm going to read it.
The show is called Mayor of Kingstown.
Ah.
Yeah,
thank you.
just so we don't have...
Different.
I'm rereading Slaughterhouse 5. I love
Choice.
That. I love that book.
Cool.
But I'm on a little sci-fi kick.
Also, follow me on Goodreads because I'm on my 19th book of the year and I am flying through and having a ball reading right now.
I'm at Cornday on all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next time,
You got style.